If you've been looking to buy Neutrogena's T-Gel shampoo, you've probably been noticing a lack of supply by now. Last I checked, you still can pick up some Neutrogena T-Gel online, but typically in limited quantities and it's very overpriced. And that's because the product has been discontinued. It's unfortunate because the T-Gel line has been invaluable for people who suffer from psoriasis, dandruff, eczema, and other scalp issues. You may be wondering, why the would Neutrogena cancel such a popular product that has been helping so many people, and what alternatives are there? To understand why the T-Gel shampoo line has been discontinued, you're going to need to understand the context of how this product's removal fits into other products that have actually been removed from Neutrogena, including Neutrogena's anti-residue shampoo. Previously, the T-Gel shampoo was just listed as out of stock on the website, but has now been updated to show that it has been discontinued. You may think that the product being discontinued means that there's something wrong with the active ingredient. But actually, what I believe is that the product was discontinued due to a preservative known as DMDM hydantoin. Long story short, in 2020, there was a lawsuit filed against Unilever, and it was filed in regards to their Tresemme line. Later on, a similar lawsuit was also filed in 2021 against Johnson & Johnson regarding DMDM hydantoin and their OGX product line. At the time of these lawsuits, there was a lot of negative online discourse that was happening in regards to this preservative, and then the products were subsequently removed. This means that all of the T-Gel products that contain DMDM hydantoin were removed, and on the flip side, all of the Neutrogena's products that didn't contain that preservative still remained on the site. What you may be wondering, what exactly though is DMDM hydantoin? So like I said, it is a preservative, and per WebMD, the chemical stops or slows down the growth of potentially harmful fungi, yeast, and bacteria. It's also commonly found in trace amounts in regular foods such as spinach and apples. So why was it targeted? So in trace amounts, it can be formaldehyde releasing. And formaldehyde in certain concentrations can cause issues such as dermatitis and irritation. And in high amounts, it's a possible carcinogen. So that's a little bit about this preservative. But as for if the lawsuits had merit and if the preservative should have been removed from these products or was actually causing issues, I can't say specifically for the people who filed those lawsuits if DMDM hydantoin was the cause for them having, scalp or hair issues. But what I can say, of course, is that we know that Neutrogena's T-Gel shampoo has definitely been a beloved product for many people and used without issue. However, at the end of the day, whatever we believe, the product has been discontinued, and if we don't want to keep shelling out larger and larger amounts, we're going to need to find an alternative. If you like Neutrogena, probably the first thing that you would see on their website is their T-Sal line. However, despite being offered by Neutrogena and having a similar sounding name, these products are completely different. So the T-Sal line has their active ingredient as salicylic acid, and the T-Gel line has their active ingredient as Neutar. And Neutar is a proprietary blend from Neutrogena that contains coal tar. And coal tar helps reduce the production of skin cells, and that's why it's effective against dandruff. So if T-Gel was effective for you, it doesn't mean that T-Sal will be effective given it has a different active ingredient. So if you are looking for more of a one-to-one comparison to T-Gel, it's important to take a look at the different T-Gel shampoos, seeing the one that you were using, and then looking for a good alternative. So there are three main T-Gel products. The first one is the original concentration. It had the 2% Neutar and 0.5% coal tar. The second one is their Stubborn Itch formula, which is pretty much the original formula, but it also has menthol. And then their third formulation is like the original one, but it's extra strength. So based on that, I have a few alternatives that I think could be good. Just looking at the active ingredients, the reviews online, this is what I've come up with. So the first one is DHS Tar Shampoo. What I like about this one is that it has very limited ingredients, which I think is perfect for people who have skin and scalp issues. So there's not a bunch of extra ingredients like can cause irritation to the scalp. And I also selected this one because it has the same cleansing agent as Neutrogena's T-Gel line. They also have two versions. They have an unscented and scented version, so that can be helpful for those looking for a choice. The next one I'm going to go over is Pete and Pedro's Control Extra Strength Dandruff and Anti-Itch Medicated Coal Tar Peppermint Tea Tree Oil Shampoo. So the reason I selected this one is because it's equivalent to the menthol formulation of Neutrogena's T-Gel shampoo. It has a 1.8% coal tar extract, which is equivalent to Neutrogena's 2% Nutar solution. For the positives, for the Pete and Pedro line, yeah, a lot of reviewers said it works well, so that's good. On the other side, it's freaking expensive. And the last one that I'm going to go over is True and Real Therapeutic Tar Gel Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. So this one also has a 4% coal tar formulation, so that's going to be, somewhat equivalent to T-Gel's extra strength version. The ingredients also are very similar, almost identical. However, the cons are that some reviewers have noted that it has a stronger smell and can sometimes have a leaky cap. I also couldn't find a website for this shampoo. I think it's just a private label brand that was created due to the discontinuation of Neutrogena's T-Gel line. Given that, I would probably still try the DHS Tar shampoo again first, even though it has a lower solution, and see how it works. And if it doesn't work well, then maybe try this one for a stronger version. Overall, there are replacements for Neutrogena's T-Gel shampoo line. I would just encourage everyone to take a look at the active ingredients and make sure that what you're getting at least looks somewhat equivalent to the T-Gel line. And of course, as well, you can also explore different active ingredients and see if maybe you can find something that works even better than the Neutrogena T-Gel line did for you. So thanks everyone for stopping by. This is Lux Life. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know too, if you found a good replacement, what are you using? Are you still buying and finding the T-Gel shampoo? And if you are, where are you finding it from? Thanks everyone. Bye.